In today's lecture, I am going to teach you all in mathematical modeling. In today's lecture of mathematical modeling, I am going to do logistic model. Okay, let us see what is a logistic model, formulate and explain its limitation along with solution and interpretation. Okay, so let me start. What is a logistic model? Formulate and explain its limitation, if any. So when population is growing, so what is a logistic model? Let us see what is a logistic model first. So when population is growing in limited space, the density gradually increases until a certain time. So here what happens is, when population is growing in limited space, the density gradually start increasing until a certain time, and the longevity of population and fertility rate reduces. And what is reducing? The longevity of the population and the fertility rate reduces. Okay, now this reduces the rate of growth of population and ultimately it seems to grow. So here what happens is, reduces the rate of growth of population and ultimately it seems to grow. So the growth curve defined above is a sigmoid pattern S shape. So basically whatever the curve is been shown, it is of a sigmoid pattern. Now this curve first suggested to describe the growth of the human population by an economist Wallert. This sigmoid curve, whatever curve you can see, arises due to the greater action of the detrimental forces of population increases. Okay. I hope you all can see this clearly. These are just notes and this is very easy also. Now the curve which we get is called logistic curve and the equation is called logistic equation. So whatever curve which we are going to get is it is logistic curve and the equation is called logistic equation. Logistic curve consists of three different patterns. Okay, basically logistic curve consists of three different patterns. One is from A comma B, then B comma C, and then C comma D. Okay, first we will take AB, then BC, and then CD. Okay, so what it is? So it consists of three different patterns: A comma B, B comma C, and C comma D. So from A to B, the curve gradually increases. So from A to B, what happens? The curve is gradually increasing. Okay. Then from B to C, it is almost exponential. So from B to C, the graph is almost exponential. From C to D, it gets flattened. Okay. So from C to D it gets flattened. That is, we can say population is stabilized or it has reached to its equilibrium point. So that time what we can say? We can say that the population is stabilized or it has reached to its equilibrium point. Okay. Next let us see. Let us see the formulation of the model. Assume R of n to be positive. Okay. Now take this value. Okay. Take this R of n to be positive. Let R of n is equal to R1 into 1 minus n upon k, where R1 is what? R1 is the intrinsic growth rate of the population and k is the carrying capacity. Okay, k is the carrying capacity. Now tell me what is n? N is the density of population. Here n is what? What is n? Density population. Okay, k greater than 0 and r greater than 0. Let us see. Continuation is over here. Thus we can write the logistic equation like this. dn upon dt is equal to r1 into n in the bracket 1 minus n upon k, and put it star over here. With n of 0 is equal to n naught, equation 1 reduces to equation star. Now this equation will reduce to what? dn upon dt is equal to. Now multiply r1 of n with this and then with this. So r1 of n minus r1 of n upon n square. No, n into n square upon k. Okay, next is what? dn upon dt is equal to what? You are going to get this equation from here. I have written. Okay, then dn upon dt is equal to r1 of n minus what? r1 of So what is this r1 dash? Okay, in place of minus r1 upon k I am writing r1 of dash. Okay, over here you all can see where r1 dash is equal to minus r1 upon k is less than 0 for n greater than k. And here what is this? N square, right, as it is over here. Okay, next let us see to this. dn upon dt decreases as n increases. So what happens? This will decrease as n keeps on increasing. Okay, so this decrease is brought by the term n upon k. Okay, n upon k is from this equation. The decrease is due to this. Okay, n upon k. Now the graph of dn upon dt. Now this is the graph of dn upon dt against n. Okay, against n is a parabola which intersect at 0 comma 0 and has vertex at k upon 2 comma rk upon 4. Okay, over here. Let me turn the page. When n lies between 0 and k, basically what I am trying to tell you is n is less than k. What happens when this n is less than k? dn upon dt will be greater than 0, right? What is dn upon dt? Rate of growth of population. Okay, dn upon dt. So n increases towards k. Okay, when this thing happens, n will increase towards k. And when n is greater than k and dn upon dt is less than 0. Okay, so what will happen? N will decrease towards k. So that is population always tends to k. So limit tends to infinity, n of t will be equal to k, right? And n naught is greater than 0. Next, let us see beta. The continuation of that part is over here. If n is equal to 0 or n is equal to k, then dn upon dt is equal to 0. Hence n of t is a constant. Now this constant solution n is equal to 0 and n is equal to k are called equilibrium solution, and the points corresponding to them are called equilibrium points or critical points. Okay, so now let us see the limitation of the logistic model. What are the limitation of the logistic model? It is not suitable for small size population. If n is small, then the logistic equation will reduce to Malthus. Second limitation is logistic growth holds good for population with a simple life history. Third limitation is in logistic model, the population considered is a homogeneous growth of individuals. Okay. Next, let us see the solution and interpretation of the logistic model. You all have to consider this equation, that is 1 upon n into dn upon dt is equal to r into k minus n upon k. Okay, take it as equation 1. Okay, the condition is what? N of 0 is equal to n naught. Now take this k to the other side, so it will be coming here, right? So k dn n into, take k minus n down like this. So basically this k is going to come here and this is going to come here. Okay, down. So k dn, this k dn upon n into k minus n is equal to r. This dt will come here, so dt. Okay, now how you are going to write this as 1 upon n plus 1 upon k minus n. Okay, dn, take it outside. Okay, see, when you multiply this with this, cross multiply, you will get the same thing. Okay, so I have written it directly like this: 1 upon n plus 1 upon k minus n dn is equal to r dt, and take it as equation 2. Next, what I'll have to do is assume n less than k and integrate equation 2. We get, so you have to integrate this equation 2 and see what you all are going to get. What you all are going to get if you integrate this equation 2? Yeah, You all are going to get ln of n. For this, if you integrate minus, you will get ln of k minus n over here. Okay. So what I have to do is, now this is equal to what? RT plus C. This is a constant. Okay. What you are going to get. So take this ln of n upon k minus n is equal to RT plus C. Write it as it is. Take this as equation 3. Then what you'll have to do is, using initial condition at t is equal to 0, n of 0 is equal to n naught. Nc is equal to what? If you take this t to be equal to 0, what you are going to get? The value of this will be equal to 0, right? So what you are going to do is, write this c is equal to ln of, I am writing wherever there is n of n, I have to plug the value n naught. Okay, so n naught k minus n naught, wherever there is n, put n naught. Okay, then substitute 4 in 3. You have to substitute the value of 4 in this 3. Okay, so what you are going to get is, okay, ln of n upon k minus n, write it as it is equal to RT, write it down over here, plus what is value of C? Value of C is ln n naught upon k minus n naught. Okay, plug this value of C over here in this equation 3. So you will get this. So basically what you will get is equal to ln n naught upon k minus n naught e raised to power of RT. So right now ln will go that side, other side. So n upon k minus n will remain over here is equal to n naught upon k minus n naught e raised to power of RT. Write it as it is. Okay. Then this implies that k minus n naught, take this over here and take this over here. Okay. Basically it's like this. So k minus n naught into n is equal to k minus n into n naught e raised to power of RT. Write it as it is. Okay. Next what I'll have to do is, see, I have written these same equation over here. Okay. Over here. So what you'll do is, okay, so multiply n naught e raised to power of RT with this k and then with this minus n. Okay, and you all are going to get this k minus n naught n is equal to k n naught e raised to power of RT minus n into n naught e raised to power of RT. So k minus n naught into n plus, bring this value over here. So we will get n naught e raised to power of RT is equal to, write this over here as it is, k n naught e raised to power of RT. So take this n common. Okay, so this n and this n I have taken common over here. Okay, so k minus n naught plus n naught e raised to power of RT will remain. Now is equal to this, write it as it is, k n naught e raised to power of RT. Now n is equal to what? K upon what will remain 1 plus, how you can write this as k minus n naught upon n naught e raised to power of minus RT. Next is what? N of t is equal to k upon 1 plus C1. So in place of this I am writing C1 e raised to power minus RT. So C1 is equal to k minus n naught upon n naught I have taken. Okay. Now let us see what we are going to get. So equation 5 gives us the size of population at time t. N of t tends to k as k tends to infinity. Okay. Next let us see. I hope you all have seen this clearly. Next is, consider dn upon dt is equal to r1 of n minus 1 minus n upon k. Differentiate with respect to t. What you all are going to get? T square n upon dt square is equal to r dn upon dt minus 2n upon k dn upon dt. So this is equal to what you are going to get is r upon k. Okay, bring it this side. So k minus 2n will remain dn upon dt. Okay, now this is equal to r square upon k square and k minus n. Okay, so into k minus, I have done two things over here. Okay, R I have taken it outside as it is. dn upon dt is common, so I have taken it outside the bracket. 2n I have written as it is. Okay, and k I have taken it outside the bracket. Okay, so I have written k over here. So when it comes inside, k will get cancelled. We will get again dn upon dt minus 2n upon k. Okay, now this is equal to what? R square upon k square you are going to get. So n into k minus n into k minus 2n. Okay, this is what you are getting. So if k minus 2n is greater than 0, if this value is greater than 0, then d square n upon dt is equal to 0. Okay, therefore this can be written in this form, right? K minus n minus n minus n minus n is nothing but minus 2n. Okay, it's greater than 0. So this implies k minus n is greater than n. Hence dn upon dt increases with time. D upon dt, dn upon dt increases. Okay, so I hope you all can see this clearly. You all can take down. Next is what? Continuation only. This implies that d square n upon dt square increases with time. This shows that there is accelerated growth of population when 0 is less than n and is less than k upon 2. So n lies between 0 and k upon 2 over here, right? On the other hand, if k less than 2, k upon 2 is less than n and n is less than k, then k minus 2n is less than 0. So this implies what? dn upon d decreases with time. dn upon dt decreases with time. Okay. So the lower curve, which is a sigmoid, is usually referred as logistic growth curve. You all can see this is a graph 2. Okay, over here. And which before what I have explained you all is graph 1. Over here, somewhere here it is. Here, this is your graph 1. Okay, this is your graph 1. Okay, so basically this was the last part of your lecture. I hope you all have understood today's lecture, and thanks for watching.